Arbor fans, we are live here at Hallway Field, where it is your AFC Ann Arbor men's squad taking on Union FC Macomb. The ladies teams played last Monday. That was a 1-0 win by Union FC Macomb, getting their first win of the season over the AFC Ann Arbor women's team. Today, we are looking at Ann Arbor, who is 1-1-0, so 1 win, 1 loss, no draws, versus Union FC Macomb, who has 1 win, 2 losses, and a draw. Taking a look at Ann Arbor here, started off with a 3-0 loss over at Midwest United. That was back on the 20th of May. On the 23rd, it was a big game here at Hallway Field versus Lansing City Football, and Ann Arbor scored 2-1. As taking a look at that game, it started off Lansing City had a goal on the 29th minute as De La Viboria scored for Lansing City. Then in the 70th minute for Ann Arbor, it was Lama who scored the equalizer. And then in the 90th minute, it was Aban who put the team ahead. And Ann Arbor came up with their first win of the season there, 2-1. Taking a look at Midwest United. By the way, before taking a look at the goal scores, the only 2 goal scores, obviously, from what you heard there, Lama has a goal and Aban has a goal. 1 assist thus far for Ann Arbor. That would be Lucas Ma, who has an assist. Taking a look at Midwest Union FC Macomb. Union FC Macomb started off with a win versus Kalamazoo. That was a 2-1 win at Kalamazoo. Then they played over at Oakland and lost 4-0. Then they hosted Flint City back on the 23rd, and that was a 3-2 loss to Flint City. Taking a look at their goal scores in their first match. I take a look here. Is Markovsky had a goal, and Smith had a goal for them. That was in the 45th minute, Markovsky scored, and then the 50th minute, Liam Smith scored. That was the lone goals there. And then if we go back and take a look at their last game versus Flint City and take a look at the details there, it started off with Sue with a goal for Union FC Macomb, that in the 32nd minute. In the 37th minute for Flint City Bucks, it was Moeller Jensen who scored in the 37th minute. In the 75th minute, it was Ludwig for Flint who scored. And then in the 88th minute, Mohammed Hamoud tied the game up with the equalizer at 2. And then in the 89th minute, it was Spadafora who scored the go-ahead goal for Flint City Bucks. So really tight game there, and back and forth, a goal here, a goal there, but Flint City coming out ahead on that one. So your goal scores thus far for Union FC Macomb. Markov has a goal, Smith has a goal, Sue has a goal, and Hamoud has a goal. That are their 4 goals coming through the season out here. So let's take a look at the next upcoming 5 games for this AFC Ann Arbor men's squad. They are going to be on the road 2 days from now, May 31st. They finish off the month. That is a Sunday. They will be at Oakland at 3 o'clock. So you can go on down. That's typically at Royal Oak High School. You can check that out. Then June 10th, that's a Wednesday, they will be at the Flint City Bucks. It's going to be a 7 p.m. game. On June 13th, they will be back here. That's a Saturday versus Midwest United. That's a 3 p.m. game. On June 20th, they'll be over at Mayor's Riverfront facing off with Kalamazoo. That's a Saturday at 5 p.m. And then June 24th, that's going to be a Wednesday. Flint City comes here at Hallway Field to take on AFC Ann Arbor. That is a 7 p.m. game. Taking a look at the current standings for these squads, Oakland County is up at the top of the table. They have played 2 matches. They have not lost a match or drawn a match. They have 6 points and a 3.0 points per match. They are tied at the top of the table with the Flint City Bucks. They have 2 wins, no losses, no draws, 6 points and a 3.0 points per match. Midwest United is tied in the middle there. They have 1 win, 1 loss, no ties, 3 points, and a 1.5 points per match. They're tied for the 3rd spot with AFC Ann Arbor, who has, again, 1 win, 1 loss, no draws, 3 points, and 1.5 points per match. Lansing City right behind. They're tied with Macomb for number 5. They have played 3 matches. They have 1 win, 2 losses, no draws, 3 points on the season, and a per match average of 1.0 points. Same thing with Macomb. 3 matches played, 1 win, 2 losses, no draws, 3 total points, and 1.0 points per match. Kalamazoo is at the bottom of the table. 2 games played, no wins, 2 losses, no ties, no points, and no points per match at this point in time. The next home match here at Hallway Field is going to be June 6th. That will be a USLW match, so the women's squad will take on Midwest United here at Hallway Field. So you have a week and a day before that match happens out there. As we're taking a look, game time temperature 79 degrees. A little warmer day, although it's going to get pretty cold tonight, and high of about 71 tomorrow. We have nary a cloud in the sky. It's just all blue skies out here, so we'll keep our fingers crossed there. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for both of these squads. For Ann Arbor, it is going to be starting number 4, Amadi Amina. Number 6, Consolone. Number 8, Zituni. Number 10, Kuka. Number 11, Lama. Number 16, Braithwaite. Number 17th, Helen. Number 19 is Aban. Number 21 is Kevins. Number 22 is Ador. And number 99 is Moeller, starting keeper for AFC Ann Arbor. On the Union FC side, it is Stanai, number 1, starting. Number 2, Mationis. Number 9, Billis. Number 10 is Sharp. Number 11 is Shmelev. Number 14 is Markovsky. Number 11 is Balin. Number 23 is Sue. Number 28 is Hamoud. Number 32 is Klein. And number 41 is Townsend. So those are your starting 11s. Doug will mention those when we turn it over to our public address announcer. We do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor for both the USL2 and the USLW club. We want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor for all they do for the local community, as well as everything they've done for AFC Ann Arbor, allowing the team to add the women's squad in 2019 and have equability between those 2 squads. We also want to thank First11Soccer.com, Big Ten Burrito, Units, A20. As we're just taking a look here, give us just 1 second. We want to thank Big Ten Burritos, Units, A20, Treetown Sound, A2 District Library, Battier Foundation, Take Charge, Rossi Building Consultants, Flythrough.io, Megan Mazurik, Reinhardt Realtor, Washington's Promise, Mirlo, Underground Printing, Bodman Attorneys and Counselors, AnnArbor.org, My Future Fund, The Ride, Wickfield Commercial Real Estate, and Grizzly Peaks. As we are just counting down here, as we will get going in just about 4 minutes here. We'll have the walkout coming out, so we appreciate everything. We'll turn it over. We'll play a little bit of music, and we will be right back. You're watching AFC Ann Arbor, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. as we're just waiting for the walkout to happen momentarily here. AFC Ann Arbor is in their road kits as they have the salmon colored kits with the dark orange on the pants there. Bank of Ann Arbor on the front. They have dark maroon socks. So you get to see that road kit here, and those are now available. If you come on down to Hallway Field and check out a game, you can get the road kits or the home kits here. You can also get them at afcannarbor.com. So check that out. If you want to know more about AFC Ann Arbor, always go to afcannarbor.com. You can find the schedule. You can find match day information where you can click on there and see things about the match and the starting 11 for both teams and the reserves. You can buy merchandise and more. Boy, they have some food smells really good. I got some wafts of some cooking smells. They always have some great food trucks here. If you come on down, still have a little bit of time for you to show up at the match. And we should have the walkout coming up momentarily. Good crowd here spilling in for a Friday evening. Lots of shade underneath the press box if you're worried. It's dropped a degree since we first started broadcasting. It's 78 now as opposed to 79. As the Ann Arbor squad gets themselves set for the walkout. The officials there in their blue kits with their black pants. Reese Moeller, the starting keeper for today. Reese Moeller's been with AFC Ann Arbor for a while. He's currently an assistant coach with Albion. He's from Dexter, Michigan. He was the AFC Ann Arbor defensive player in 23 and 24, 2 years in a row. And he has coached Concordia. He's coached the Michigan Thunder, the Dexter women high school team, and more. So we appreciate Reese Moeller. Always a fantastic member of the team. So the Ann Arbor team lined up. Now here comes Union FC Macomb as they have a gray kit with dark sleeves. Numbers on the back. They have the black shorts and the black socks coming out. Again, Ann Arbor, 1 win, 1 loss, no draws on the season. Macomb just behind them, AFC Ann Arbor tied for the number 3 spot on the table, tied for the number 5 spot in the table. Union FC Macomb with 1 win, 2 losses, and no draws. So Ann Arbor wants to get on the right side of 500 and get above that, whereas Union FC Macomb would like to get to 500, get to 2-2. So they have a game in hand versus Ann Arbor. Keeper for Macomb, I believe that's Stanai, is wearing a kind of a bright highlighter yellow kit. Just like I said, Moeller is wearing a gray kit. We'll let you hear the walkout song, and we'll let you hear Doug announce them.
Now, your starting lineup for tonight's match. First of all, the visitors from Union FC Macomb. I wonder who the goalie is. Please welcome from Union FC Macomb, number 2, Drew Mighty Eunice. Number 9, Andre Phillips. Number 10, Jeremy Sharp. Number 11, Jacob Schmelev. Number 14, Alexander Markowski. Number 21, Gabriel Balin. Number 23, Austin Sue. Number 28, Mohammed Hamoud. Number 32, Jordan Klein. Number 41, Zachary Townsend. In goal, number 1, Sebastian Stanai. And the head coach of Union FC Macomb is Gronvik Chatterjee. And now, the Mighty Oaks from your AFC Ann Arbor. Make some noise for number 4, Ezra Amadi Enena. Number 6, Leonardo Consolone. Number 8, Riyad Zitouni. Number 10, Lucas Kucha. Number 11, Ian Lama. Number 16, Jelani Braithwaite. Number 17, Johan Helan. Number 19, Prince Aron. Number 21, Hunter Keevan. Number 22, Abel Ador. In goal, the tall chap, number 99, Reese Muller. And the head coach of AFC Ann Arbor is Rod Aslani. Good luck, gentlemen.
Obviously, Reese Moeller, who's been with the team for a while, fan favorite there. It's a familiar name for the Ann Arbor crowd. Ann Arbor will be going from left to right here in the opening half. 0-0's up on the scoreboard as both squads will head over to their side. Not sure if they'll get a picture of the starting 11 here beforehand or not. It's Consolone there, talking with the officials, joined over there by Townsend. By the way, Consolone is a junior at Florida International University from Italy. I believe that he is the first player ever from Italy on this AFC Ann Arbor team. Over at Florida International University last year, he appeared in all 18 matches, started 12 of them, and had the second most assists on the team. That will be 4 for Consolone. So they get the picture of the starting 11 there for Ann Arbor. They'll break the huddle. Across the way, Macomb gathered up. Getting last moment instructions from their coaching staff. Big game for both of these teams. They want to try and both move up in the rankings. It's Nutmeg on the side here. As he's getting the crowd going.
In case you're wondering, Nutmeg is getting ready to send somebody off.
As he has a little red square there, so Nutmeg with the red card. A little gamesmanship from the team mascot there. Both squads.
Good life advice. Watch your step around the squirrel.
As everyone gathered up in their own defensive zones. So we're about to get underway. The women's team plays on the road tomorrow. Men's team on the road tomorrow. Again, next home game is going to be here next Saturday. So the women's team will play at 3 o'clock, I believe. We'll put that up a little bit later. Ball set, ready to go. Markovsky right on the blockades. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for watching. If you can't be here, if you're on your way down to the match, love to see you here. It's a fun time. They make an atmosphere out of it here at Hallway Field. We appreciate you if you can't make it watching and cheering on wherever you are at for whichever team. That brought ahead. Coming ahead with it is Sue. Sue feeds it down onto the far touchline. Sent ahead down the far touchline over to Hamoud. Hamoud has a goal for this Macomb team. All the way back onto the defensive side as Shmilov Moves it back over onto the far wing. Slowly to bring it up. Abon providing some pressure. That ball stopped there by Schmelef. Schmelef moves it over onto the far wing. That brought ahead by Townsend. Ball on the far touchline, sent right back to Townsend on the far touchline. He'll put it into the 18, grabbed by Stanai. Stanai kicks it all the way down onto that far wing. Headed up back there. Trying to knock it down is Kuka. Ball in the middle third, trying to bring it ahead. That fired across by Zituni. Brought back into the midfield area. Consolone moves it over to Ador. Ador on the far side of the pitch. Ador gets it over on that far touchline. Sent back to Ador. Ador all the way across to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina arcs it ahead into the attacking third. That ball will roll down and out the near touchline as Mationis lets it go out there for a throw-in. That ball sent down onto the near side of the pitch. Trying to play it big time back there is Billis. That ball out, and that's going to be a goal kick here as we are in the second minute from Hallway Field. AFC Ann Arbor versus Union FC Macomb. Stanais gets the ball set for a goal kick as he sends everyone up the pitch. Stanais raises the right hand. High arcing kick down the pitch. That'll bounce and a whistle as one of the Macomb players got caught up, and that's going to be a kick all the way down onto the near wing. Trying to go back to get that is Braithwaite. Braithwaite. That ball up into the stands. That's going to be a throw-in on the near touchline as Matiunas gets it in. That headed up by Ann Arbor into the middle third, trying to race ahead with it. Here comes Abon. Abon into the attacking third. Abon looking to get across, and that knocked away. Good defense back there by Klein. That ball out the near touchline. That is going to be a set piece for Ann Arbor as they earn themselves a corner. So it's going to be Keevans taking the corner here, brought to you by Connor O'Neill's. As that's a short corner back to Keevans. Keevans chips it across as that tipped out, headed out into the edge of the 18 and blasted all the way back into the middle third. Battle for it. Trying to bring it ahead. That goes out the near touchline as Matiunas trying to keep it in. That's going to be a throw-in on the near touchline by Braithwaite. Braithwaite. Right at midfield. Looks up the pitch. Braithwaite trying to get it ahead. That tip by Matiunas. Down and out the near touchline. There'll be a throw-in for AFC Ann Arbor in the attacking third. So Ann Arbor. Braithwaite gets the ball. Braithwaite looking to his right. Braithwaite looks to his left. Now Braithwaite sends it out into the 18. Whistle and collision in the 18. That's going to be a kick for Macomb as they'll get that set over on the near side of the defensive third. Stanai will send this away as he gets that set. About 15 yards in front of the end line. Stanai steps back to get a little room to work. Fires that all the way down on the near touchline. Stopped by Mutiunas. All the way down and out the near touchline. Quick, it's going to be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. Braithwaite has it. Braithwaite ready for the throw-in on the near touchline. For Ann Arbor, Braithwaite gets it ahead. And Paul trying to get it over to Halan. All the way back on the near wing is Billis. Billis trying to send it across. That ball controlled, fired all the way back into the midfield area with Klein. Klein sends it across. Now all the way back, bringing it ahead is Townsend. Townsend moves it up the far side of the pitch, over to Hamoud. Hamoud sends it into the 18. That blasted out by Amadi Amina. Out the far touchline, throw in there for Macomb. Ball thrown in, Townsend has it. Townsend sends it all the way back. That ball over to Matiunas. Matiunas up the near touchline. That ball sent out, trying a backwards kick. Billis couldn't quite keep it on the pitch out the near touchline. There'll be a throw-in. Braithwaite has it on the near touchline. Braithwaite looks up the pitch, now back. That ball brought ahead, Consolone moves it all the way across. Now that ball brought ahead by Kevens. Kevens chips it all the way down the far touchline, grabbed there and sent out by Townsend. So that'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. So the throw-in as Kuka sends it back out. That far touchline, that'll be a throw-in. As that's going to be Sue with the throw-in. Again, Sue scored a goal. There's one goal for Macomb. Macomb has full goal scorers. Ann Arbor, which is 2. That ball headed ahead by a door. Down onto the pitch. One of the Macomb players goes down. He's grabbing his leg. They'll pop up as that was Balin. Looks like they'll have a whistle. The official getting everyone where they want. Ann Arbor bringing it ahead. Down the far touchline. Kuka has it. Back on the far wing to Adora. Adora feeding it ahead to Kuka. Kuka. On that far touchline, out the far touchline, throwing by Macomb. Macomb gets it back to Townsend. Townsend gets into the middle third, up that far sideline, or up the far wing. That ball sent all the way back into the 18. Stanai has it. Stanai moves it over to Shmelov. Shmelov bringing it up the near side of the pitch. Shmelov trying to rocket it ahead. That headed up and out the near touchline by Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina sends it out. That's going to be Matiunas with the throw in. That ball played off the body by Macomb, trying to work himself free. Now over onto the near touchline. Brought ahead down there by Billis. Billis tries to send it across. Now working Klein. Klein moves all the way over. Out there, Balin, and that grab by Moeller. Moeller comes out to the edge of the 18 as we are in the 9th minute here at Hallway Field. Ball brought over to Adora. Adora, far side of the pitch. It's brought ahead by Kevens. Kevens trying to blast it all the way down. Townsend racing to get it, but that goes out the far touchline. Throw in there for Macomb. Lama providing some pressure. That ball thrown down the far touchline, tipped and out. The far touchline, throw in for Ann Arbor. It's Kevens with the throw in on the far touchline. Kevens gets it into Kuka, now ahead. Kuka trying to move it across to Consolone. Now Zatuni trying to fire it. That ball deep. Goes across, headed, and just comes out onto the near side as Halan had the head. That goes out the near touchline. Throw in by Macomb. So that's going to be Matiunas on the near touchline with the throw in. Ball ahead, played, and went out off of an Ann Arbor player. Matiunas with the throw in again here as now we're in the 11th minute. Ball played down, trying to feed it ahead. Back there is Stu. Ball played across by Kuka. Collision right at midfield. It's going to be a foul and a kick for Ann Arbor. Consolone will take it as he gets that ball set right on the blockades. Consolone. Get everyone where he wants. There's the whistle. Consolone steps back, gets it over to Arbor. Arbor bringing up the far wing. Arbor. Over to Kevins on the far touchline. Back to Arbor. Just over midfield. Arbor launching it into the attacking third. And out the far touchline, trying to get it to Kuka. That one just out of his reach. That'll be a throw-in by Macomb over on the far touchline as we're into the 12th minute. I want to thank some of the amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Bank of Ann Arbor, as well as First and 11 Soccer.com, Big Ten Burrito, Units, and A20. That ball down the far touchline and out. That'll be a throw-in down over there by Sue. Sue gets the ball set. You can hear the Main Street hooligans letting themselves be heard. Not a lot of opposing fans, at least sitting across the way. They may well be sitting right in front of us because it's a little out of the sun. Ball back over to Moeller. Moeller moves it to Amade Amina. Amade Amina brings it up the near side of the pitch. Now gets it over to Arbor on the far side of the pitch. Arbor into the middle third. Arbor stops there, trying to avoid some pressure by Markovsky. Arbor feeds it ahead. That tipped down and sent right back by Macomb. Amade Amina gets it back over to Arbor. Arbor trying to get away from pressure. That ball all the way ahead to Zatuni. Zatuni right at midfield as he has the ball knocked away. He heads up down on pitch, and that's a foul. Ball over to Amade Amina. Now up the near wing. That blasted ahead into the attacking third. Played down. Ann Arbor onto the far wing. That ball got out, fired, and off the post. Opportunity for a bond, and that one just missed off the far post. So that's going to be Consolone with the corner. It's another Connor O'Neill's corner there in the far corner. As we head into the 14th minute here, 0-0 is the score. Consolone trying to make something happen with this set piece. Right hand raised. Right foot into it as that arcs across, headed back, played down, popped up high over onto the near wing. That ball out the near touchline. It is going to be a throw-in for Ann Arbor as Kevins has it. Kevins will leave that be. That ball grabbed over here by Braithwaite. Braithwaite to bring it in. That ball all the way back over to Amade Amina. Amade Amina over to Braithwaite. Amade Amina gets it back right at midfield. Amade Amina all the way back to Arbor. Arbor heading up the far side of the pitch. Arbor gets it over to Kevins. Kevins right at midfield. Kevins arcs it into the attacking third. Trying to get to it back over there is Halat. That ball out. That is going to be another corner for Ann Arbor. So Ann Arbor earns another set piece as Consolone comes down. Consolone will take this set piece and try and turn it into the opening goal of the match. Excuse me, that's Kevins taking this one. Kevins raises the right hand. Kevins arcs it across, that headed out, coming down onto the far wing. Played back over to Kuka. Now chipped across, over onto the near wing. That ball sent right back over to Zatuni. Now sent all the way across by Lama, trying to get to it. Consolone on the far side of the pitch. He sends that into the 18, spinning, trying to get to it. That bounces out towards the middle third. Kuka trying to get to it. Still battling back over onto that far side of the pitch. Controlled and sent back into the 18 by Macomb. Pressure coming from Abon. But that ball brought out towards the middle third. Headed up back over there by Arbor. Whistle, and that is going to be a foul and a kick for Macomb, just on the edge of their defensive third. We are in the 16th minute here. Scoreless so far from Hallway Field here in Ann Arbor on the campus of Pioneer High School. Ball played back over to Balin. Balin sends it over for Stanai in the 18. Stanai lifts it down onto the near touchline and out. Matiunas trying to get to it, but that one just a little out of his reach. Braithwaite with the throw-in. All played off the body, back over to Braithwaite. Braithwaite trying to send it back as Arbor has it. Arbor over to Kevens on that far wing. Kevens arcs it into the 18, that headed up by Matiunas. Played down by Halan. Halan gets it back over to Amade Amina. Amade Amina. Over to Kevens, back to Arbor. Arbor right at midfield. Arbor launches it up the center of the pitch. That back over to Halan. Halan plays it just outside of the 18 onto the end line, and that is going to be a goal kick. Good defense by Macomb to Harry Halan. Make it difficult for him. Stanai gets it set for a goal kick. We want to thank a few more of the wonderful sponsors. That includes Treetown Sound, the Ann Arbor District Library, Battier Foundation Take Charge, Rossi Building Consultants, and Fly Through I.O. High arcing ball headed by Amade Amina. Played down. Coming ahead with it is Aban. Aban has it tipped away back over to Halan. Halan now trying to get a cross. That ball back over to Lama. Lama working over to Halan. Halan chips it back over to Lama. Lama trying to get into the 18. He goes down. Shot there. All the way back. Now Consolone fires it, and that goes just wide to the far side of the woodwork. See just curved a little too much on him. It's going to be a goal kick there for Stanai here in the 18th minute. Stanai giving everyone a chance to go up the pitch. That ball, low line drive kick onto the far touchline. Fired into the defensive third for Ann Arbor. Amade Amina heads it over onto the far touchline. Control back to Arbor. Arbor now feeds it into the middle third. Back to Arbor on the far touchline. That gets over Consolone, over to Amade Amina. Amade Amina launches it into the middle third. That played down, trying to work his way across. Fired back by Halan. Now Amade Amina over to Arbor. Arbor racing up the far side of the pitch. Arbor gets over midfield. Arbor chips it on to the far touchline. And all the way back, Lama looking for a cross. That played down by Townsend, fired ahead, trying to get it as Sue, and a whistle there. Townsend, I believe, was down in the 18, so that's going to be a foul and a kick. Townsend brings it up, moves it over on the far touchline, and rocketed it all the way into the middle third, played down by Arbor, but that'll go out right in front of the Ann Arbor bench. Quick throwing on the far touchline for Macomb. Throw in down the far touchline. Sent back and over to Klein. Klein gets it over to Hamoud. Hamoud trying to get away from pressure by Ann Arbor. And sent across by Shmelov over to Townsend. Townsend sends it right to midfield onto the far touchline. That blasted all the way back, trying to get it over to Markovsky. And that volleyed the other direction by Ann Arbor, played down by Townsend. Chipped ahead. Townsend trying to move it over. The Ann Arbor player ended up down on the pitch. That ball got right over to Sue. Sue moves it across, as having it was Balin. Now blasted down the near touchline as Matiunas has it, but that goes out the near touchline. Ball over to Amadi Amina back into the 18, over to Moeller. Moeller across to Ador. Ador brings it up the far wing. Ador over onto the far side of the pitch. That ball over to Kevens. Kevens sends it back to Ador. Ador all the way across. As Consoloni thought about it, then let it go. That pulled away by Billis. Billis sends it down onto the far side of the pitch. Back over, that goes out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. As chasing it back down there was Ador, and he let it go out as that just had a little too much pepper. Moeller has it set. Here in the 21st minute, 0-0 is our score as Ador races ahead with it on the far wing. Ball played down, is racing ahead with it. And down over and taken away is trying to get that over to Helan. Is racing ahead with it is Billis. Billis trying to get it past the Ann Arbor defense as Macomb coming ahead with it is knocked away by Moeller. Moeller got a piece of it. That's going to be a corner. So big set piece here for Macomb. Over to take it is Sharp. As that was Hamoud who had that opportunity. Ball set by Sharp in the far corner. Sharp gets back. Sharp raises his right hand. Right foot into it as it goes across. Headed up by Ador. Played down. Back, and it blasted through the field goal post by Balin. That'll be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. So we're in the 23rd minute here. Looks like Amadi Amina will take the kick. Moves that over now back to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina chips that all the way towards midfield. Headed back strong by Macomb. Battle for it. Is that back to Amadi Amina from Braithwaite? Now that lifted ahead. Here comes a Bond. Back over to Helan. Helan gets it over midfield. That's stolen away by Macomb as they send it ahead, trying to get it over to Billis. Billis on the near touchline. Billis gets across. That headed up by Ador. Kevens goes over to get it, but it goes out the far touchline before he can. Sharp over there with the throw-in for Macomb. Sharp arches it across, knocked away. Good defense back there. I think that was Ador. Played back over by Balin. Now Townsend has it on the far side of the pitch. And ball, Sue had it. Collision there. That is going to be a foul and a kick in an advantageous location just inside the attacking third for Macomb. Balin back. Now they'll get it set over. Sharp and Balin there waiting for everyone to get set up. Sharp goes back. Looks like Sharp's going to take it. Balin goes over to his left. Sharp raises the right hand. Sharp arches it into the 18. Over onto the near wing. Fired across by Townsend. Trying to get to it is Markovsky. Sends it back up the touchline. Headed back and shot by Townsend. Goes just wide to the near side of the woodwork. Good service over. Townsend trying to get to it. I think it kind of hit strangely off of the pitch, causing issues for him. That ball played back over by Braithwaite. Now Braithwaite gets it back just on the near wing. Braithwaite trying to avoid pressure. Back over to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina arcs it down the near side of the pitch. That ball played down. Aban trying to get to it. And ball played down, taken away. Trying to work his way across is Billis. Billis up the center of the pitch. Billis feeds it across onto the far wing, trying to bring it ahead. That ball sent across by Sharp. Onto the near wing, chipped, and that'll go out the near touchline. As Braithwaite knocking it away, but that's going to be a throw-in. Matiunas has it on the near touchline for Macomb. Matiunas ready for the throw-in. Up in the attacking third, Matiunas trying to get it into the 18. That headed out by Ann Arbor. Blasted as that got blocked. That was a big blast back there by Klein. Comes all the way back to midfield. Gathered up there by Schmelov. Schmelov across to Townsend. Townsend gets it onto the far touchline. That fed ahead. Now Macomb trying to get it down. That out the far touchline. It's going to be a throw-in by Sharp on that far touchline. It's got Macomb keeping pressure in the attacking third on Ann Arbor. Ball back to Sharp. Sharp trying to poke it ahead. That ball, Keevens trying to knock it away. That went out, and that'll be a throw-in by Ann Arbor, despite the protestations of the Macomb players over on that side. That's Keevens with the throw-in on the far touchline. Keevens gets it ahead. Townsend heads it up, played down off the body. Now trying to feed it through midfield. That brought ahead. Here comes Abon. Abon racing with it. Abon trying to get past. Is good defense back there by Schmelov. Knocking it away. Here comes a cross for Ann Arbor. Trying to chip it, and an opportunity for Lama, but Townsend with some really good defense keeps the opportunity away for Ann Arbor. So that turns into a goal kick. Stenai will bring it back over. Continue thanking the wonderful, amazing sponsors. That includes Megan Marzukov of Reinhardt Realtor. Marzukrik. That's Washtenaw Promise, Mirlo, Underground Printing, Bodman, Attorneys and Counselors, AnnArbor.org, My Future Fund, The Ride, the AATA, Whitfield Properties, and Grizzly Peaks. And raised by Stenai. Right foot into it, arcs it down towards midfield, played back. Over, coming onto the near wing is Macomb, trying to bring it ahead, and that out the near touchline. Billis with it. It's going to be a throw-in by Braithwaite here on this near touchline, just on the Ann Arbor side of midfield. Braithwaite, by the way, a freshman at Georgia Southern. He's from Pickering, Ontario. Samadi Amina gets it back into the 18. Moeller sends it across to Ador. Ador brings it up the far side of the pitch. Ador trying to blast it into the attacking third, but that goes out the far touchline. Throw in, but the soccer ball had come back out onto the pitch, so they'll have to do that again. Hear the Main Street hooligans letting themselves be heard. Ann Arbor down the far touchline as Keevens sends it back to Ador. Ador back in his own defensive third. Over to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina. Over, that sent out off of Braithwaite. Braithwaite with the throw-in. Be just on the Ann Arbor side of midfield. Braithwaite hits the ball in as that's chipped ahead as here comes Halan. Halan trying to get past, and that is going to be a offside. Stenai gets that ball set to kick it away. Ball over to Townsend. Townsend trying to come up the center of the pitch. That goes over onto the far touchline. Poked away and out the far touchline by Ann Arbor. I believe that was Keevens over there. See, off of Ann Arbor, there'll be a throw-in on the far touchline for Macomb. Consoloni trying to kick it back right at midfield. That's sent across by Sue. Now up the near touchline. Played there by Billis. Billis goes back towards midfield. Brought ahead by Klein. Klein gets it over to Balon, then back. And down the far touchline. Here comes Macomb. And ball over to Hamoud. Hamoud sends it back into Townsend in the middle third. Hamoud back. Hamoud trying to get around a pair of Ann Arbor players. Now Townsend comes up the far touchline. Townsend blasted and all the way into the far corner looking for a cross. That ball tipped away into the 18 as Markovsky had an opportunity. He has one goal already for this team. Ball played back over by Billis. Billis sends it up the near touchline. Ball back over to Klein in the middle third. Klein gets it back to Shmelov. Shmelov all the way across to Townsend. Townsend in the middle third. Townsend up the far side of the pitch. Townsend trying to avoid pressure by a Bond. Gets it right back over to Shmelov. Shmelov brings it ahead to Klein. Klein up the near side of the pitch. Klein gets it over to Billis. Billis trying to get up the near touchline. Billis kicks it over to Sue, and a collision. It's going to be a foul on the just inside the near touchline. It's going to be a very advantageous spot for a kick here for Macomb. As Billis went down on the near touchline, that's going to bring in Balin. And now they'll actually have Sharp. Both Balin and Sharp there to take this kick. We'll see which one does. So everyone gets set. Sharp runs past. Balin arcs it across the far side of the 18. That headed out towards midfield. Chipped ahead. Now racing towards midfield. Played a head back over there by Kuka. Now that's sent across. The Bond trying to get to it. That pulled ahead by Klein. Klein trying to avoid pressure back over there by Zatuni. Ball blasted all the way back into the defensive third for Ann Arbor. The ball goes out the far touchline here in the 32nd minute. Throwing on the far touchline for Macomb. Ball played down, popped up high. Now Arbor sends it high towards midfield. That'll roll back into the defensive third as Townsend trying to get it. That ball over into the 18 to Stenai. Stenai rolls it out to the edge of the 18. Pressure coming back there from Kuka. Ball down onto the far wing. Markovsky with it. Markovsky blasts it. That poked down by Arbor. Now Kevens trying to move it ahead. Chip there. Controlled by Macomb as they send it across. Halan trying to get to it. That ball now. Billis has it on the near touchline. Billis trying to work against Amadi Amina. Billis cuts towards the middle of the pitch. That ball back over to Balin. Balin all the way across into the middle third. That ball played ahead by Klein. Now back trying to control Ann Arbor. Braithwaite gets it back over to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina takes his time to survey the pitch, looking for a place to go. Gets it back to Braithwaite. Braithwaite coming up the near touchline. Braithwaite back to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina into the 18 to Moeller. Moeller all the way across to Arbor on the far wing. Arbor brings it ahead. Arbor into the middle third. Arbor blasts it. Now trying to get ahead with it is Lama. Lama plays it down. Lama trying to bring it as he goes down onto the pitch. As Zatuni. Frustration there. As Lama went down and Zatuni was frustrated that some players trying to kick at the ball while Lama was right down there. I did not see a card come out of the ref's pocket. We're in the 35th minute. Consolone standing above the ball. This will be a kick in a very advantageous position for Ann Arbor. Consolone has that ball set for this next set piece. Consolone waiting for the whistle. Two-person wall in front of him. Raises both hands. Consolone arcs it across. Headed up and out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick for Macomb. As we approach the 36th minute here in Hallway Field, Townsend sends the ball onto the far touchline. Blasted ahead. Arbor pops it up. That played down by Lama, trying to come across the Toonie. Now Lama back. Lama gets it over to Amade Amina. Amade Amina. Now ahead as Lama lets it go. That ball back over. Klein has it for Macomb. Klein feeding it ahead, trying to race through. Amade Amina, good job to get in front of pressure back there by Markovsky. Here comes Arbor up the far side of the pitch. Arbor over to Kevins on the far touchline. Back over to Arbor. Arbor and his own defensive third. Arbor. Now fires it as Aban coming ahead with it. Aban racing into 18. Aban fires it, but a good save by Stanai. Oh, what an opportunity, but Stanai with a fantastic save steals one away from Aban. Aban blasted down towards midfield and played ahead back there by Zatuni. Played down, blasted by Shmelov back towards midfield. Now Braithwaite gets it over. Lama had it. That goes out the near touchline. Zatuni has it for the throw-in on the near touchline. Zatuni. He'll drop it, and Braithwaite will come over to throw it in. Braithwaite calling out signals. That ball played down, back over to Braithwaite. Braithwaite chips it. Ball played back by Kevins. Kevins bringing it up the center of the pitch. Kevins shades over onto the far wing. Arbor with it there. Arbor right at midfield. Arbor sends it over to Amade Amina. Amade Amina bringing it up the near side of the pitch. Amade Amina trying to feed it ahead. Here comes. There's a blast and just a little high for Braithwaite as it hits the crossbar in the field goal post. Just a little too much air, but a good opportunity. And that turns into a goal kick here in the 38th minute. Scoreless so far between these two squads. Stanai has the ball set. Everyone moves up the pitch. Right hand raised. Left foot into it. All the way down towards midfield. Played down, but out the near touchline by Macomb. As that was Billis with it. Now a throw in by Braithwaite. Braithwaite. To his left. Braithwaite gets it in. That ball all the way across. Now Kevins trying to bring it. He got it from Kuka. That ball out the far touchline. They're trying to get it over to Halan, but just out of his reach. By the way, Halan, he is a sophomore at Florida International University. He's from France, St. Denis. One of a couple players from France, 3 players from France on this men's squad. That ball blasted all the way ahead, looking to get to it as Lama, but that pulled out by Stanaj. Stanaj rolls it over to Townsend. Townsend up the far side of the pitch. That tipped off by Hamoud. Quick throw in by Ann Arbor. Coming down with it is Halan. Halan trying to get it that out the end line. That will be a goal kick by Stanaj. Union FC Macomb has it set here in the 40th minute. Now coming ahead. That ball, left foot into it, blasted away towards midfield, headed back. Now Billis moves it, that onto the far touchline, trying to bring it ahead is Sharp. Out the far touchline. There'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. That ball lofted and headed up back there by Zatuni. Played down, but out the far touchline. There'll be a throw-in by Macomb. They throw it into Townsend. Townsend has it on that far side of the pitch. Townsend slowly bringing it ahead. Pressure back there from Halan. That ball headed up. Consolone trying to get to it. Pop, the door heads it. Now Zatuni trying to get away from Klein. And launched all the way across, coming down onto the near side of the pitch and sent out the near touchline. That'll bounce right back towards the pitch. So one of the folks on the near sideline. The pair of crutches going to get that. Braithwaite with the throw-in on the near touchline. Braithwaite over to Consoloni. Now trying to get away. Keevins tried to get to it, but that pulled away, brought the other direction by Sue. Sue sends it down on the far wing and blasted down the far touchline. Sharp there. Sharp trying to get it over to Sue. Sue cuts to his right. Sue puts it on the far touchline. That's sent across as Klein has it there. Klein trying to work that far touchline and racing ahead. Here comes Macomb sending it across. Here comes Markovsky. Now grabbed. Here comes Braithwaite. Braithwaite trying to get across. Battle for it there as Braithwaite trying to get it away from Balin. That goes out the end line. Goal kick for Ann Arbor here in the 42nd minute. Still scoreless between these two squads. Moeller calling out signals. Over to Amade Amina now. Consoloni gets it back to Moeller. Moeller over to Ador. Ador coming up that far side of the pitch. Ador gets it back over to Consoloni. Now here comes Amade Amina. Amade Amina racing ahead with it. Down the near touchline. Braithwaite. Right back over to Amade Amina. Now moving ahead, trying to get to it is Braithwaite, but that pulled away and out the end line, ushered out by Schmelef. By the way, Amade Amina, a freshman at Georgia Southern, he's from Middleburg, England. The U18 captain for Blackpool FC. He won a championship with the U18 team in 2023. All the way back, headed down, trying to play it down back over there, Balin. Picked up onto the near side of the pitch. Bringing it is Lama. Lama up the near touchline. Lama trying to cut past and knocked down by Martinez. Consoloni gets it over to Lama. Lama trying to move it across. That ball fired by Macomb back into the middle third. As Markovsky brings it up the near side of the pitch, up the near touchline. Coming ahead is Billis. That knocked out as racing over was Ador. That goes out the near touchline. We're in the 44th minute here at Hallway Field. Billis stretching on the near touchline as he'll leave that for Matiunas. Matiunas with the throw in. Inside the attacking third, Matiunas gets it back over to Balon. Balon arcs it all the way on to the far side of the pitch. Played down as Keevan's trying to get to it. That ball out. The end line, that will be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. Now that ball moved over to Amade Amina. So we have about a minute before stoppage time. Zatuni moves it across. Now Consoloni over to Keevins. Keevins back to Ador, back in his own defensive third. That ball played ahead Zatuni onto that far touchline. Back over to Zatuni. Zatuni back over to Ador. Ador all the way across to Amade Amina. Amade Amina up the near side of the pitch. That deflected by Billis. Billis brings it up the other direction for Macomb. As we are in the 45th minute, Billis stutter steps to the right-hand side. Now moves it all the way back to Matiunas. Matiunas launches it across the pitch. That played right back over to Sharp. Sharp on that far wing now taken away. Here comes Ann Arbor. As that's sent across by Zatuni out the far touchline. As we are 8 seconds away from stoppage time. The door has it back over there. Ador on the far side of the pitch sends it. That played off by Zatuni. Zatuni sends it down onto the far touchline as we are in stoppage time. That ball chipped across. Trying to get to it is Consoloni, but that goes out the end line. So that will be a kick as we are in stoppage time. We should not have much as there wasn't a lot of stoppage time. Maybe a couple minutes, we'll see. Stan I back. Ready to send this up the pitch as we're 30 seconds into stoppage time. 0-0 is the score. That ball right to midfield. Amade Amina sends it ahead. Chip back. Kuka gets it. That's sent out the far touchline by Townsend.
And we are now in the 1 minute of stoppage time.
So we are a minute into a minimum of a minute of stoppage time as Consolone has it. That ball sent across into the 18 and trying to hold it in his llama, but out the end line, and that will be the first half. No score at the end of one. It is 0-0 here at Hallway Field as they'll have some fun times at halftime. They have a kiddie pool toss and more, but we're going to step away with some music. We'll be returning for the second half. You're watching AFC and Arbor, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting on Sports Engine Play. As we are back live here from Hallway Field, where it is 0-0 between Union FC Macomb and your AFC Ann Arbor Mighty Oak. The Ann Arbor squad heads out of the locker room. And Ann Arbor in their salmon color kits with their orangish red shorts and maroon socks. Macomb heads out of their locker room as they have the gray kits with the black on the sleeves, the black pants, and the black socks. "45 minutes up on the clock. Everyone getting ready as we have Nutmeg in the up here, as we appreciate that. As my director needs to flip Nutmeg over. There we go. We appreciate Nutmeg giving everyone a big round of applause and appreciating all those AFC and Arbor fans. So we appreciate Nutmeg and all Nutmeg does. You can see our fantastic public address announcer there, Doug. They keep me off the camera because I have both a voice and a face radio, so no one needs to see that. We appreciate the visit from Nutmeg. Again, if you come to a game, great opportunity for kids to get a little mascot time and to see a fun game. Ann Arbor will be going from right to left here in this, the second half. Got a little David Bowie playing here. And the Main Street Hooligans have the AFC Ann Arbor flags up there. They have all the different scarves and all the flags set up there. Charlie Lacey with the team, an Ann Arbor player. He mentioned how much he appreciates all the fans and everything. He's not playing today, but he is playing for Loyola. During the college season. Bond ready to get this second half going. 0-0 is our score. Waiting for the whistle, and we'll get back underway for the second half of this game. Ann Arbor 1-1-0, Macomb 1-2-0. Both teams really would love to get this win. Get things going in a good way on the start of the season. Ann Arbor has a one-game winning streak. They lost their first, won their second, whereas Macomb won their first game and then lost the last two. So trying to get back on the winning ways, and Ann Arbor wants to extend their win streak. Ball out the near touchline. Hamoud hits it over as Sharp will inbound on the near touchline just outside of the attacking third. Ball down to Hamoud. Hamoud sends it across. That ball knocked down by Zitouni and blasted by Lama. They'll go all the way back down the far wing. Grabbed there by Schmelef. Sent into the 18, over to Stanai. Stanai gets it all the way across to Townsend. Townsend trying to keep it in the near touchline. Blasted over midfield. That'll be played out the near touchline. That'll go off of Markovsky, despite his protestations. He can't believe it. And ball thrown in by Kevens. And bringing it at is Ador. Ador sends it all the way across to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina stops, cuts it over onto the near wing, trying to avoid pressure back there from Sioux. Here comes Ador. Ador stops, thought about sending it, now feeds it over to Consoloni. Consoloni over to Kevens on the near touchline. Kevens back over to Ador. Ador moves it all the way across to Amade Amina. Amade Amina onto the far touchline. That ball blasted ahead, racing into the 18, getting there before Aban was Stanai. goes down, and that is a yellow card on Arbor. So Arbor picks up the yellow card, first yellow card of the game. So Arbor in the book.
Number 19, Prince Arbor.
Stanai has it going, ready to move it down the pitch. Left foot into it, over midfield, long kick. Popped up high by Amadi Amina. Played down, whistle there on Billis as he proclaims his innocence. Now Amadi Amina will have it on that far side. Gets it right over to Adora. Adora sends it over to Kevins. Kevins coming up the near touchline. Kevins stops there. Gets it back to Adora in his own defensive third. Adora gets it over to Kuka. Kuka back over to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina blasts it, trying to come down. That'll get headed back the other direction. And trying to get to it over there is Halad. Ball played right back to midfield. As that'll go out the near touchline. Adora with a quick throw in. That one goes just a little far. Townsend sends it right back. Played down by Adora. Adora trying to avoid pressure coming. So he'll fire that ahead. Townsend trying to get to it. Whistle. That's going to be a foul. So Townsend will get to kick the ball away. It's both Arbor and Townsend going for that kick. Ball all the way across, then sent back by Shmelov. Blasted ahead by Stanai. Now the ball played down, trying to bring it across. Hamoud. Consolone trying to get to it. Whistle. Foul is Billis is contacted. That'll be a foul for Macomb. That's 7 yards inside the middle third. Over on the Ann Arbor side of the middle third. Sharp gets the ball ready. Klein over there as well, but it looks like Sharp is going to send it. Here in the 50th minute so far, 0-0. Sharp gets it into the 18, headed out. Blasted, played down, popped up back there. I think that's Consolone. Now lifted all the way back towards midfield, headed the other direction by Shmelov. Now right at midfield, played back, and there's a whistle. And that's a yellow card. Believe that was on number 2, Matsiunas. But a yellow card on Macomb. Consolone. Give and go from Amadi Amina. And that ball over to Adora. Adora bringing it right to midfield. Kevins on the near touchline. All the way back to Consolone. Consolone.
Yellow card issued to number 2, Drew Mati
Yunus again gets that yellow card. Ball back over to Moeller. Moeller all the way to Adora. Adora bringing it up the near wing. Adora into the middle third. Adora gets over midfield, launches it down the near touchline and out. That was offside before that. About 6 yards or so inside the middle third. It's going to be Macomb with the kick. So Sharp will get that ball set. We want to thank the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Grizzly Peak, Wickfield Commercial Real Estate, AATA The Ride, My Future Fund, AnnArbor.org, Bodman Attorneys and Counselors. That ball sent towards midfield. Consolone played down by Klein. All the way across. Headed by Kevins. Played onto the near touchline. Held in. Ball all the way back to Adora. Adora arcs it high up towards midfield. Ball played down. Lama trying to get to it. Now that blasted ahead. popped up by a Bond, played down. Coming the other direction, Sue. Down the far touchline. Is that ball over? Knocking it away. Consolone, that goes out the end line. That'll be a goal kick. It's a battle back there with Billis. Consolone getting the better of it. So Moeller will get this ball set. Moeller will kick it away. Also want to thank the following sponsors: Underground Printing, Mirlo Real Estate, Washtenaw Promise, Megan Mazurik of Reinhardt Realtors, Fly Through IO, Rossi Building Consultants, and Battier Foundation Take Charge. Moeller gets the ball all the way across. Amadi Amina launches it. All played down, now chipped across, but grabbed by Macomb. So they bring it over midfield. Macomb coming towards the near side of the pitch. With it is Sharp. Sharp all the way across onto the far wing. So that lifted down, trying to get to it back over there. Sue. As Amadi Amina trying to keep it in. That ball. That's going to be a corner now. So that ball went out off of Ann Arbor, so that will be a corner for Macomb. Big set piece early in the second half here, trying to take the lead. Both hands raised, right foot into it, headed up and in, and it is a goal as that ball put in by Matiunis. And it is Macomb who takes the lead in the 54th minute. This ball lifted across and headed. Matiunis gets it in. Balin was the one who had the assist on the corner. So Macomb with the lead on that goal off of a header on a set piece. Ball back to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina moves it over to Adore. Adore brings it up the near side of the pitch. Adore gets it over to now onto the near touchline. Back Kevens. Sends it back over to Kuka. Kuka. Now over to Kevens on the near touchline. Back to Kuka. Kuka just over midfield. Kuka lifting it all the way down, trying to keep it in as that ends up out. Braithwaite couldn't quite keep it in. Throw in on that far touchline by Macomb. They have the 1-0 lead here in the 56th minute. This ball lifted. Consolone heads it. That ball towards midfield as Macomb gets a piece of it, but out the far touchline. So Braithwaite with the throw-in on the far touchline for Ann Arbor. Whistle as Braithwaite will throw it back in. So they'll have him right at midfield. Amadi Amina over to Adore. Adore back to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina coming up the far side of the pitch. Now gets it back over to Adore. Adore back in his own defensive third. Adore onto the new touchline for Kuka. Kuka on the near touchline. Gets it ahead. Consolone. Consolone over midfield. Consolone. That headed back towards midfield, but that's going to be a whistle. Consolone will go down on the pitch. There'll be a kick for Ann Arbor right at midfield. Consolone gets it over to Kuka. Kuka bringing up the near wing. Kuka now up the near touchline. Kevens sends it across. That goes just on the other side as a whistle. That's going to be a foul, and that's going to be a kick for Macomb. 1-0, Macomb with the lead here in the 57th minute. Do We want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library, Treetown Sound, A20 Units Moving and Storage, Big Ten Burrito, First 11 Soccer, and of course, Bank of Ann Arbor. Stenai. Here's the whistle. Stenai sends everyone, at least in the middle third. I think everyone's in the middle third, save Moeller. Line drive, long kick over midfield, headed up, and then Lama ended up contacted with and down. That will be a kick for Ann Arbor right at midfield. So Consoloni gets it back to Amadi Amin. So Floyd in for Balin for Macomb. Ball to Kevins on the near touchline. Kevins gets it across to Kuka. Kuka on the near touchline. Kuka sends it. And trying to get it across. And ball grabbed and plucked up by Stenai. So opportunity back there by Zatuni. That ball lifted high up. Now go back behind Adora. Adora will play it off his body over to Moeller. Moeller has it in the 18. Moeller over to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina trying to avoid pressure back there from Floyd. It's sent the other way down onto the far touchline. Across, Braithwaite gets it back over. Now on that far touchline. Back over to Amadi Amina. Now Adora has it. Adora over to Kuka. Kuka up the near touchline to Kevins. Kevins trying to get it across. Now racing over. Here comes Halan. Halan, that tipped and out. That is going to be a corner for Ann Arbor as Stenai got his hand on it. Good job over there by Halan. And Kevin has the ball set in the far corner for a corner kick, or as they say here, a Connor kick for Connor O'Neill's. Macomb scored on a set piece. Ann Arbor looking to have the same luck here. Kevins raises both hands. Arcs it across, headed up by Adore. Played down by Kuka. Kuka gets it back. Still that chipped over towards the middle third and out the near touchline. Consoloni with the throw in. Consolone looking for a place to go with it. It's that down. Zatuni with it. That's poked away from Zatuni out the near touchline. That'll be another throw in for Consoloni. Consolone calling out signals, getting everyone where he wants them. Consoloni getting it in, headed up, over onto the far side, brought out. Here comes Macomb racing down the far wing. Macomb down the far touchline. Kuka gets back. That ball over as that's Bayless with it. Bayless into the attacking third. Onto the far touchline. Braithwaite trying to knock it away. Now that down, Macomb sends it all the way across. Now just outside the 18. Ball down over to Sharp, but offside the call here in the 61st minute. And Arbor gets to kick it about 15 yards from the end line. Ball quickly ahead to Kuka. Now Adore brings it up the near wing. Adore trying to get around traffic, cuts the near side. Adore feeding it. Then knocked away back over there by Klein. Back the other direction. Here comes Sue. Sue moves it into the 18. Blocked up by Moeller. Pressure out there by Markovsky. He's looking for his second goal of the season. Amadi Amina ahead to Braithwaite. Braithwaite up the far touchline. Out the far touchline. Throw in over there. Macomb gets it in. Turning on it, Markovsky. Goal kick as Moeller has it set. Ball over. Brought ahead by Adore. Gets it, racing ahead, Kuka. Gets it across to Consoloni. Line drive kick, trying to get it to a bomb that just in front of him. Played down and plucked up by Stanai in the 18. Quick throw out onto the far touchline, trying to bring it ahead is Sue. Sends it towards the center of the pitch. Now racing ahead with it. Klein moves it down the far wing. Now coming over, Billis. That shot, save, and plucked up by Moeller. Good defense back there as the door getting in the way. Madi Amina trying to watch pressure back there by Markovsky. Kuka, the Braithwaite back to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina in his own defensive third. All the way to Adore. Adore up the near side of the pitch. Kevins on the near touchline. Kevins into the middle third. Kevins gets it across to Kuka. Kuka over to Amadi Amina with pressure back there from Billis. Amadi Amina down. Here comes Braithwaite up the far touchline over midfield. Braithwaite moves it back. Amadi Amina trying to get to it, but a foul and whistle, and Braithwaite down on the pitch. So Ann Arbor will have a kick just over midfield. About 6 yards over midfield. Consoloni has that ball set. Braithwaite is up. So substitutions, Braithwaite goes off. Kevins goes off and Halan goes off. Chalkers in for Ann Arbor, as well as Yessian. One other Ann Arbor player I didn't see. We'll get that when Doug announces him, our fantastic PA announcer here. Consoloni gets the ball. As that rolls past over. Zituni trying to get to it. That headed out. Played back towards midfield. Whistles Consoloni trying to get it away from Markovsky. And it's going to be a Macomb kick. See, there was an Ann Arbor player down in the 18.
AFC Ann Arbor. Number 9, Lucas Yesayan, replaces number 17, Johan Helan.
So Yessian in for Helan.
Number 23, Sandro Rab. Oh, I should get that first.
Rabaravani.
Sandro Rabarivoni, number 23, is in for number 10, Lucas Kucha.
So in for Kuka.
Number 14, Bruno Chalkers, is in for number 21, Hunter Kevin.
And Chalkers in for Kevin.
And number 5, Lucas Ma, replaces number 16, Jelani Brathwaite.
And Ma in for Braithwaite. That ball's set. Is Macomb ready to kick it away? Klein has it. Or they're going to drop the ball, excuse me. Klein back. Gets it over to Townsend. Townsend up high and into the stands. I'll go right to the fence. One of the young ball people have to go and track that one down. And ball thrown in by Chalkers. Chalkers gets it ahead. Chipped there by Yessian. Yessian moves it across. Lama pops it up high. That ball over onto the far wing. Now trying to get it into the 18. And plucked up there by Stanai. Stanai has it in the 18. Offside the call. Stanai ready here in the 67th minute. 1-0. Macomb with the lead. Stanai lets everybody get into the middle third, save the other keeper. That ball lifted towards midfield, played down back over there by Hamoud. Now arced ahead by Macomb, trying to move it over to Sharp, up the near touchline. Adore had it off of his body, but that went out off of Adore. So that'll be a throw-in for Sharp on the near touchline in the attacking third for Macomb. Nice moon up over the field goal post, over the trees there. It's like it's almost full. Ball into the 18, headed out by Consoloni. That ball back into the middle third. Here comes Ann Arbor racing ahead with it. So Aban has it. Aban moves it over to Yessian. Yessian has that ball knocked away. Holding it in the near corner. Yessian cuts up the pitch. Yessian trying to get it across. That block back. Here comes Macomb the other direction. Sent down by Consoloni all the way back to Ador. Ador moves it across to Amani Amina. Amani Amina. Now Ann Arbor gets it in and a shot. Ball still loose and in. And it's a goal for Ann Arbor. The equalizer. As Ann Arbor puts it in. As a fantastic job there by Zituni, who got back, ball off of his body and in. As Stanai got a piece of it, but Zituni kept with it, and it's 1-1 here in the 69th minute. It's Macomb has it. Ball back over to Townsend from Schmelov. All the way down the near touchline and out. Throw in for Ann Arbor. So in
the 70th minute, the score is 1-1.
That ball on the near touchline. Fed back over by Chalkers. Now Ador all the way across to Amani Amina. Amadi Amina. Line drive kick that launched ahead. Now offside the call. So that ball will come back about 10 yards inside the defensive third for Macomb. But it is 1-1 here in the 70th minute. As the equalizer by Zituni. Next goal will be huge in this game. Both teams want to. Ann Arbor wants to take their first lead of the game, and Macomb would like to get the lead back. A nice long kick into the attacking third there. All the way back as Amadi Amina trying to get to it. Now Ador sends it towards midfield. Headed up high back there by Sharp. And trying to play it down. Flip back over by Floyd. As that ball will come out the near touchline, and that'll be a corner. As Macomb will have a corner in the near corner. As that's going to be Sharp who's going to take the corner. Here in the 71st minute. Sharp raises the right hand. Right foot into it. Across the 18. Headed up. Knocked down. And I think they're claiming, I think Macomb wanted a handball. And that ball is going to be a kick for Ann Arbor. Is that headed back? So a couple players ended up down on the pitch. I can't tell, but Macomb was certainly upset about something over there. Madi Amina up the far wing. Arced ahead. Zituni. And offside the call. Ann Arbor fan base doesn't agree. Townsend gets that ball set quickly over to Sue and back. Now that ball blasted ahead by Schmelov. Down. And onto the near touchline is Yessian with it. Yessian trying to get it as here comes Macomb. Bringing it ahead is Floyd. Floyd has that knocked away. Yessian back. That ball launched all the way down. Townsend trying to track it down. Yessian has it. Yessian onto the near touchline. Yessian chips it over as that ball fired down and then blasted out the near touchline as Rabarvani had an opportunity, but that knocked down and out the near touchline. That ball launched all the way over in the 18. Brought out as here comes Sue with it. Sue puts it down the far touchline. Now that lifted towards midfield. I'll be back as getting it is Chalkers. Chalkers puts it into the 18. Now Moeller over to Amadi Amina. Looks back, gets it over to Moeller. Moeller over to Adore on the near wing. Adore gets it over to Chalkers. Chalkers on the near touchline. As that tipped over, trying to get it to Yessian. Ball pulled away by Klein. Klein moves it back, and that's going to be a whistle. As Aban had it, but Klein went down. That's going to be a kick. So Townsend has the ball set right on the just inside the middle third. So we are in the 74th minute here at Hallway Field. 1-1 is the score. Temperature has dropped down to 73 degrees, still all blue skies. Ball chipped back by Chalker, headed up, trying to come ahead with it. Here comes Aban. Aban back behind, and that blasted back by Stanai. All played down, sent over by Sharp. Now lifted onto the near touchline. Blasted ahead by Adore on the near touchline. Zatuni trying to get past Zatuni. That ball out the near touchline. Macomb with the throw-in. Headed up by Adore. Now played back. Chalkers moving it ahead. Now racing. Here comes Lama. Lama down the near touchline. Lama stops there. Lama kicks it back. He ends up down. There's going to be a whistle. Yellow card shown. So I believe that yellow card was declined. So Ann Arbor.
Union FC Macomb, yellow card issued to number 32, Jordan Klein.
So Klein takes the yellow card. Ann Arbor has a kick in a place of danger. Consolone ready for this set piece. Consolone. The official gets everybody set. One Union FC Macomb player on the near wing. Everyone else in the center or the far side of the pitch. Whistle blown. Consolone raises his right hand. Consolone arcs it and grabbed. Plucked out of midair by Stanai. That ball launched back, trying to get to it. Here is Hamoud. Hamoud. That ball headed up. Lama trying to get to it. Hamoud coming across. Ball knocked away. Now played back. Adore fires it towards midfield. That ball played down is going down to the pitch was Klein. That's going to be a kick by Macomb. So Townsend. Right now, Klein over the ball. They'll move that back about 5 yards over midfield. One is the score here in the 77th minute. There is the whistle. It looks like Townsend is going to take it. So Townsend raises his hand. Townsend gets it over to Klein. Klein up the near side of the pitch. Klein. That one touch over to Sue. Sue gets it back over to Klein. So Mateer in for Macomb. That ball all the way across and out. Davis in as well. So Mateer and Davis in for Macomb. Moeller moves it over to Arbor. Arbor all the way to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina. Back over to Arbor onto the near wing. Arbor racing ahead with it. Arbor gets it over to Chalker. That out the near touchline. Chalker with the throw in. Chalkers. That ball brought ahead by Yessian. Yessian trying to move it. Here comes Arbor. Aban. Aban gets it up towards the top of the 18. That's sent out the near touchline. Quick throw in again by Chalkers. Here's Arbor. Arbor over to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina. Chipped back onto the far touchline. That ball sent ahead. Now racing over out the end line. Or Barvani trying to get to it there. That's going to be a corner. Consoloni to take this corner. We are in the 79th minute. 1-1 is our score. Consoloni. There's the whistle. Hand raised. Right foot across for Consoloni, headed by Townsend. They'll go all the way out. Played back to Consoloni. Into the 18, trying to turn on it is a bomb that goes out the end line. That's going to be another corner kick. Another set piece here for Ann Arbor. Consoloni gets set again in the far corner. Ball across by Consoloni, played down. Now fired ahead all the way back into the middle third. Moeller has it there. Moeller moves it is up the far touchline. Now that ball rocketed crossed into the 18 and grabbed by Stanai. Stanai rolls it out onto the far wing for Shmelev. Shmelev up the far touchline. Knocked down by Consoloni. That ball back to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina trying to get around Davis. Now the ball over onto the near wing. Bringing it up is Yessian. Over to Zatuni. Ball brought back into the midfield area. Back to Arbor. Arbor trying to avoid pressure by Davis. Over to Amadi Amina. Pressure back there by Floyd. Ball onto the far touchline. Now bringing it across. Here comes Ann Arbor. As Abad puts it in. And it's a goal for Abad. As he's the first Ann Arbor player this season to have 2 goals on the season. And it's 2-1. Ann Arbor in the 81st minute. Perfect placement in the upper left-hand corner. This was hockey. That'd be the upper corner where Grandma keeps the cookies. (2-1) Ann Arbor with the lead. Davis sends it back. All the way down the far touchline, headed up. Trying to bring it ahead for Barvani. Now Macomb down. That tipped by Ma. Back in the 18, blasted. That knocked away by Moeller. All the way back onto the near touchline and out. Opportunity by Macomb, but good job by Moeller to knock it away. Trying to come across this Floyd. That ball back over to Sharp. Sharp moves it out the near touchline. Ma gets the assist.
Ann Arbor leads Union FC Macomb 2-1.
Here in the 83rd minute, Sharp with the throw-in on the near touchline. Back over to Townsend. Townsend back to Sharp. Sharp getting it across. Floyd back over. Now Klein sends it all the way across the pitch. Played down there. Arced into the 18. Headed out by Arbor. Played up and down. Zatuni trying to get to it. That lifted up high by Amadi Amina. Now Aban trying to get to it on that far touchline, but Macomb bringing it ahead. Macomb into the attacking third, trying to bring it across. That ball all the way over to Sharp on the near touchline. Sharp trying to bring it ahead as Zatuni moves it over. Here comes Lama. Lama bringing it up the near wing. Now Zatuni lofts it, trying to get it ahead. Aban racing, and that plucked up. Grabbed there by Steni. 84th minute. Macomb over midfield down that far touchline. Got a head by Klein there. Now rocketed across all the way over to Hamoud. Hamoud launches it into the 18. That ball, good job by Madi Amina. The bicycle kick it with it on the end line is Davis. Davis trying to move it back. Macomb back over to Klein. Klein over onto the near wing. Here comes Hamoud into the 18. That headed out. Now brought down the far wing by Ann Arbor. That'll go out the far touchline. Throw in over there by Matiunas. Matiunas with the throw in, as that is going to be a foul and a kick. As Matier down on the pitch. He appears to be in some pain here in the 85th minute. Matier able to sit up. Now he gets a hand up from Matiunas. There's the round of applause by the fans, a good sportsmanship. Here in the 85th minute, Macomb with a kick in the attacking third. We've Klein to the right. That ball arced into the 18, punched out, and a great job by Moeller to punch it out. And then trying to get it across was Townsend. But there's the punch by Moeller. Townsend trying to keep it in, but just couldn't. That's going to be a goal kick here in the 86th minute. 2-1, Ann Arbor with the lead. So I believe I'm hearing Kim coming in.
Ann Arbor substitution number 12, William Kim.
By the way, Kim, the first player from South Korea, surprisingly, who's played for this team. He's a sophomore at Penn State Harrisburg from Seoul, South Korea. That ball tipped all the way back. Amadi Amina has it, trying to avoid pressure back there by Davis. Now Moeller gets it across. That ball blasted but blocked. That'll be into the 18. Moeller picks it up. It's a good head by Kim over there. Now here comes Chalkers. Chalkers stops it on the near touchline. Gets it back to Kim. Kim launches it across. Amadi Amina has it on that far wing. Pressure back there by Davis. Davis is trying to keep pressure on the defensive side for Ann Arbor. Arbor all the way across. Amadi Amina here is we're in the 87th minute. That ball brought ahead. Consoloni trying to get it to Aban. That all the way back onto the far touchline and out. That is going to be a throw-in for Macomb. Ball lifted back. Launched by Ann Arbor. As trying to come through. All the way back. Townsend has it. Townsend over on the near wing for Macomb. That ball ahead to Hamoud. Hamoud launches it down into the attacking third. That ball back and out the near touchline. Knocked away from Davis. Here in the 88th minute. Throw in by Matiunas. Inside the attacking third. Matiunas gets it. That headed back up by Arbor. Back over to Arbor. Arbor launches it. Is now trying to get it to Arbor racing ahead with it. Arbor using his speed. Arbor, oh, that knocked down. Good interception back there. Brought ahead. Here comes Sue. Sue feeds it down the far touchline for Macomb. That ball out the far touchline. Mateer will go over. Is that a throw-in for Ann Arbor? It looked like that was what the official was signaling. Or no, excuse me, that was offside. That's going to be a kick for Ann Arbor. Nope, forgive me, it is out the far touchline. Lifted back. Now Consoloni firing it. Arbor moves it back. Lifted down the far touchline and out. We are in the 89th minute. We have a minute and a half left before stoppage time. 2-1 Ann Arbor with the lead, trying to hang on here, but Macomb with a kick just inside the middle third. Leave that Sue back there with it. Sue, about 5 yards inside the middle third. Everyone lined up on the edge of the 18. That ball headed up by Arbor. Coming over and onto the near touchline and out. We're in the 90th minute. Hamoud to throw it in the attacking third. Ball played down back to Hamoud. Hamoud launches it. And grabbed by Moeller in the 18. 40 seconds left before stoppage time. 2-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. Arbor stops, sends it across to Amadi Amina, who one-touches it back into the middle third. Deflected towards midfield, Klein sends it back. Now Townsend moving it up the far touchline. 20 seconds before stoppage time, headed back, played down as here comes Yessian. Yessian gets it on a give and go. Yessian blasted all the way down. Arbor racing back to try and get to it as that sent Stenai had it right towards midfield. As we are now in stoppage time. See if we can figure out how much stoppage time in a moment. And on to the near touchline for Sharp. Sharp trying to feed it across. So 3 minutes of stoppage time at a minimum. And ball on to the near touchline. Hamoud. That popped up into the stands. That'll be a throw-in. So Sharp has it just in the middle third. Sharp gets it all the way across. Played down by Klein. Klein bringing it ahead. Again, we're in 3 minutes of stoppage time, 40 seconds in. Ball played over to Arbor. Arbor racing down the near wing with it. Arbor into the attacking third. Arbor cuts towards the center of the pitch. Arbor moves it all the way over onto the far wing. Lama has it into the far corner. Lama in that far corner. That's stolen away as he was dispossessed. Lifted back the other direction as we're a minute 6 seconds into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Arbor has it right at midfield. Arbor moves it across to Amadi Amina. Amadi Amina back. Now Moeller has it. Moeller over to Arbor. Arbor trying to get away pressure. 1 minute 23 seconds into 3 minutes minimum of stoppage time. Moeller arches it down. Yessian trying to get to it. That ball down and out the near touchline. Throw in for Ann Arbor. Kim leaves the ball there. It's Chalkers with the throw in. 1 minute 45 seconds into a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. 2-1 Ann Arbor with the lead.
Ann Arbor substitution number 13, Rodrigo Franco, in for number
Franco in for Lama. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left of a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. That'll add a little bit more on the substitution. Now Chalkers will leave that. Franco has it, so Franco onto the near touchline. Franco gets it in. Trying to turn on it over there as a bomb. Ball back. Now bringing it ahead. That launch by Sue all the way down the far touchline. That ball headed out by Ma. As that is going to be a whistle. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Ann Arbor in no hurry to get to that ball as they'll be out the far touchline. 2 minutes, 50 seconds into a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. That ball lifted down, headed up by Macomb, played back. Macomb again trying to head it towards midfield. Ann Arbor the other direction, volleyed a couple times. Now launched, coming down the far wing. Here comes Abad. Abad stops it, moves it back. That goes out the far touchline. That'll be Ann Arbor ball. 3 minutes and 20 seconds into stoppage time. 2-1 Ann Arbor with the lead. They have the throw-in on the far touchline. Kim with the throw-in. Played down and out. Consoloni over there. That'll be another throw-in. 3 minutes, 40 seconds into stoppage time. It was a minimum of 3 minutes, but again, substitution, and that will do it. Ann Arbor goes to 2-1-0 as they beat Union FC Macomb for the win, 2-1. Now the next home game will be here at Hallway Field. That is going to be next Saturday. That will be June 6th at 7 p.m. here at Hallway Field. If you want to watch the women's game tomorrow or the men's match on the 31st, if you don't make it there, you can always turn to Sports in Gym Play and check out the broadcast of the matches there. I want to thank my camera people, Christina Wiseman and James Wiseman, for my director, Mike Butler. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very, very much for watching and cheering for either of these two teams. And big thank you to Eric Nelson for coming down and saying hello. So congratulations, Ann Arbor, on the win. And that will do it for this USL 2 match. Thank you, and have a great rest of your weekend, folks.